Hi, Boan viewers. Thank you for joining me on another episode on Sunnylanka. I'm your host Priya, and today we will be making chicken corn soup. It's a staple on visits to Chinese restaurants in Sri Lanka and a real hit with kids. It's very easy and quick to make at home, especially when you need a little boost in health. So let's get started. 4 cups of chicken broth, and if you don't have fresh chicken broth, then you can dissolve 2 cups of water for every bouillon cube that you have, and so it would be 2 bouillon cubes. I have here half of a chicken breast, and what I've done is diced it up into small pieces and marinated in a teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 egg. I have a scallion, a green onion, and what I've done is I've cut up the tops into very thin slices and the bottoms I've kept separate. A can of corn, and today I'm using peaches and cream, but it can be cream style corn as well, and this is 12 fluid ounces. Salt to taste, and we'll need 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch, and you will also need some water to dissolve that in, probably about half a quarter cup or maybe a little bit more than that, and 1 teaspoon of sugar and pepper to taste as well. So that's it. Let's begin. To start, let's dissolve the cornstarch. So I'm taking here quarter cup of water, and it might be enough. Just want to make a very thin paste. Okay, make sure that it all dissolves, and then set it aside. Yeah, that's good. So next we're just going to beat the egg and keep it ready too, just to move everything along really fast. It's kind of a tiny bowl that I've taken here, but you can use an appropriate one. Just going to whisk it up. Okay, and then set that aside. Let's get the wok or saucepan fired up. It's got to be big enough for your soups. I only have 4 cups here, so it should be okay. Okay, so now it's nice and hot. I don't want to add any oil to this, so I'm just going to dry fry my the bottoms of my green onion, and the heat will help bring out some of the flavor. Or if you want, you can use maybe like half a teaspoon of oil just to, fry it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna add in my chicken stock. Okay, so my liquid has started to heat up, and I am going to add in all of my corn now. And I want it to nicely cook in. Now, just to keep in mind that the chicken stock, the one I'm using, has salt in it. So if you made yours from scratch, you probably will make it without salt. So then you can add in salt to season. But my chicken stock has salt in it, or even if you're using a bouillon cube, it does have salt in it. Plus, if you're using corn out of a can, then that has some of the sodium in it to preserve it as well. So just be aware of your sodium content. And I don't want to add any more salt to mine at this point, but at the end I'll see if it's not enough, then I can add some salt to taste. So I'm just gonna let it come up to a boil, and let the corn is cooked, but just let it get flavored with all of the chicken stock. So give that a minute or so to boil up. While the liquid is heating up, what I'm going to do is I'm using a potato masher, and I'm just going to crush up some of the corn. If you get the cream style corn, it's usually a lot creamier. But so this, I'm just going to have to be very careful because it's a non-stick pan. I don't want to spoil the non-stick coating, but just going to crush it up a little bit. It just brings out more of the corn flavor and tastes nice. So now starting to boil. Now at this point you have your chicken marinated with the soy sauce, so add that in. And again, just to make you aware, the soy sauce has salt in it as well, so there's more salt now. So really you do have to keep tasting your soup just to make sure you don't go overboard with your salt if you're seasoning it in addition to it. Okay, and I'm just going to separate out the chicken, and I'll cut the chicken into really small pieces, because as you can see there, okay, because you want very small bite-sized pieces. And I'm gonna let the soup cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll drop the temperature down to a medium from a high and let the soup just simmer and cook through. Okay, and then take your egg, and it's probably settled down a little bit, so I'm going to whisk it again. Okay, and then you have to be able to do this, and if not, get somebody to help you. While you're going to just drop down the heat slightly, while you're stirring with one hand, drop in the egg very slowly with the other. So it creates these ribbons of egg in your soup. Okay, so if you're not sure you can do that, then just get somebody else to stir for you while you pour in the egg. Okay, and your soup is just almost ready. Turn off the heat, and again I'm just gonna give my cornstarch a mix because it's settled down a little bit. And then slowly add in your cornstarch. And while you're stirring, you'll notice that it thickens up to a silky texture. And that's it. So let's plate it up. Okay folks, so that's your chicken corn soup, and lastly I'm going to just garnish it individual bowls with your green onions that you have, the tops of the green onions, and that's it. Here's my dish for today, chicken corn soup. Try it today and let me know how it turns out for you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and give me a thumbs up for this video. Don't forget to leave me your comments, questions, and suggestions down below. And you can also write to me at sunnylanka09@gmail.com. And I'm also on Facebook at Sunnylanka, Sri Lankan Homestyle Cooking. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for many more recipes to come. Till next time, ayubowan.